Hello, this is a reading for all of the air signs. So if you are an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, then this reading is for you. And even if your sun is not in Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, maybe you have your moon, your rising, Mercury, or Venus in these signs, then this video might also be of use to you. So the reading today is centered around eclipse season. So I'm sure most of you will know that we are in an eclipse season. And if you didn't know that, then this is why life has been so crazy and complex and intense and emotional for the past month. So when there's an eclipse, it basically brings up all of our emotions because eclipses are to do with the moon. But not just that. It's a time where, yes, we might have heightened emotions, but it's a clearing out time. So it's a time where we really feel like things that are not serving us, they have to go. But it's also a time where we're forced to slow down to feel into an energy of trust and surrender. And because this eclipse has been occurring in the signs of Pisces and Virgo, because the North Node is in Pisces and the South Node is in Virgo, it has really been intense. Because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it has a wisdom from each and every sign, and it feels things very deeply. Pisces is the seer, it's the mystic, it's the healer, but you know, it's also the addict and the like it's a sign of true growth, you know, like it's from struggle to inner strength with Pisces. So for everyone, that's kind of been the theme, right? Where in our life have we been struggling, and how can we transform that struggle into strength? So yes, and then the South Node being in the sign of Virgo is we need that polarity. So when I talk about polarity or the axis, it just means that the signs sit opposite each other on the wheel. So they're like sister signs. So Pisces and Virgo are together, and Virgo is what grounds Pisces energy. It needs it to feel grounded, because otherwise Pisces would just be in the mystical and the spiritual all the time. And so this eclipse is teaching us how to stay rooted in reality and what we need to do to, like, in the physical realm, the tangible steps, actions we need to take to achieve our dream life of Pisces nature. So yes, so today we are going to ask my beautiful air signs, what has been coming up for you? What did eclipse season bring up for you? What was the purpose of that? And how are you processing that? Where are you currently at with that? And then we'll pull an oracle card to finish off the reading. And this is just a message from your guides and angels to kind of whatever they want you to know. So the good news is this weekend will mark the end of the eclipse, as we will have the second new moon in Virgo this month. But it will be a new moon in Virgo alongside the solar eclipse. And this is like wiping the slate clean, new beginnings. We're getting rid of the stagnation. We're getting rid of all like the heavy energy. We've come through that now, and now it's time to actually feel into what we want to do with what we've learned, what we've integrated over the past month. And then we also have the autumn equinox, which is beautiful. And then we also have the sun moving into Libra. So there's like so much fresh energy this week. It's very much a breath of fresh air for us all, much needed. So without further ado, let's get into it. And if you are a Libra, then celebrating you, because soon it will be your birthday. And the energy will just be much more playful and fun and upbeat, which is what Libras love. Okay, so my air signs. Please tell me, Spirit, what has been brought up for Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini during eclipse season? What are the themes that they have been dealing with? Oh, interesting. Okay, this is really nice, guys. So you have the Six of Cups, which in this deck is also called pleasure. So the Six of Cups can sometimes also be an indication of past life energy. What I'm feeling for a lot of you is that this is to do with romance. There might have been someone that's been in your life for the last 6 months, maybe longer, where you've had some sort of relationship that has felt familiar, even if you only recently got to know each other, or perhaps you were friends and then it grew into a romance. But it's been an energy that has felt very pleasurable to you, in the sense that it's been very healthy, that it has allowed you to be your true self, to be authentic. And like, for a lot of you, this is about taking off the masks that we wear to impress people, because it's exhausting and you're at a point in your life now where you're like, I'm not going to keep doing that. And you're also realizing that because you had a tendency to do that, you were attracting the wrong people, maybe toxic relationships or partnerships that really weren't serving your highest good. I also sense that for a lot of you, this could be to do with people hiding things from you in your past, people being manipulative, a lot of kind of like deceiving and jealousy and things like this. That is in the past, honey. It's in the past. Like, you have learned that lesson. And so this eclipse season, what is being brought up for you is pleasure. But so yeah, I really feel for a lot of you, this is to do with romance. And even if it's not romantic, if you're not in a connection with someone, maybe there was a connection that ended, okay? Because maybe the person had their own life and their own plans, and maybe they were moving away somewhere, relocating or going traveling. And maybe there's a work opportunity that they took. And there's a sense of stillness in the heart here, because the connection was so grounded and mutual, like mutual respect is the main word I feel, is respect, that like there was never any possessiveness or obsessiveness or energy that felt restricting. So therefore, even though this person was leaving or you were leaving, you were able to enjoy the time that you had together or have together. Maybe this person hasn't left yet, but for some of you, that's the case. For others of you, what I feel is a relationship that has grown over the past 6 months. Maybe you guys are taking things to the next level. You could be moving in together. For a lot of you, there's something to do with being overseas though. Maybe you guys are long distance, and so maybe your partner is like looking into work in your country, or you're looking into work in their country, and you're thinking of like how you can make things work. A lot of you have been worried about how this will work out financially. Spirit wants you to know that you're safe, because you're following your heart's highest and truest desires, and that for both of you, that is very mutual. So therefore, nothing that's not meant to be, like, you can't mess this up, basically, is what I'm hearing. Like, what's for you won't go by you with this one. So this is really, really nice. I feel this a lot for specifically Gemini and Libra. For Aquarius, it might be more to do that you have left a relationship or a partnership, and the journey for you has been more about learning how to like find pleasure within yourself. That can be sexual, but it's not always. Like, that can literally just be feeling at home within yourself, feeling content within yourself. So a lot to do with your journey of healing, of coming back to yourself if there has been like a breakup in your life that's occurred. Also for Aquarius, I feel that this might be something to do with work, an opportunity that might come as a surprise to you, like maybe retreat work or working again overseas, like some sort of like temporary contract that has come into your life. For that might not just be for Aquarius, that might be, you know, Gemini, Libra, you might resonate with that as well. But yeah, there's something where you have like started new, you're in a different country, you're in a new place, somewhere that you maybe were doubting, or maybe things didn't look too great, and maybe they aren't like really great in terms of finances, but you feel like quite content now, you feel quite settled there now. And so the eclipse season for you has been teaching you what pleasure really is to you, like what brings you pleasure, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. Maybe if you have moved somewhere new, it could be as simple as the cuisine there, the food there, the culture or their architecture, like things like this that are pleasing to our senses as well. You know, it doesn't always have to be this sensual or sexual nature. But yeah, this is a really nice card. So what's being brought up for you? The other thing I want to add here is, you might be thinking like, oh wow, like pleasure, but things have also been hard. Yeah, they've been hard, but the purpose has been so that you were recognizing what lights you up, like what is bringing you pleasure, so that even when there's pain, the opposite of pleasure is pain, you have been able to come back to, like, you've been able to find gratitude for the things that are still bringing you joy in your life. And that's really, really beautiful, because yeah, this eclipse season has been very rocky. I feel specifically for you guys, for the air signs, it's been rocky. It's been like, you don't know whether you were coming or going. Plans kept changing. Maybe jobs kept, like, contracts didn't go through, or there was a lot of like miscommunication, or flights got cancelled, or yeah, there was just like a lot of uncertainty. But you were able to keep your head above water throughout it all. And now the universe is like gifting you. I also just feel this sense of like, oh, I can relax now. Like, I'm seeing a lot of you literally floating in water, like maybe on a lilo in the pool, or going to the beach and just chilling out. Like, for a lot of you, that is, if you're not already doing that, that's what your soul wants right now. Okay. There was a lot that came through there. All the readings, I try to cap it around 20 minutes, but sometimes Spirit just has more. Okay, so I am now asking, what was the purpose of that for you? What was the purpose of these themes? And this is funny because I think it was the earth signs had this card for what was being brought up for them. So you have the Six of Wands for what was the purpose, what was this teaching you? The Six of Wands, also known as victory. This is really nice, right? So what this is showing you is the purpose of all this intensity, of the coming and going, of the uncertainty, of the unknown, which air signs are quite, you guys are quite good at that anyway. But it's like, even if things aren't still set in stone, like for air signs, nothing is ever really set in stone, because you guys like to flow through life. And, you know, if something comes up, it comes up. Cool, we'll try that. We'll explore that for a little bit, you know? But the purpose was for you to feel a sense of achievement within your personal, emotional, spiritual self. So for you to kind of be like, wow, I handled that really well. Maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was work. For a lot of you, I feel you might work in fashion or performance, or be an actor or a musician, and there was something that you've just achieved that, like, to your inner child, or to you even last year or 5 years ago, would be a huge, huge, huge deal. Like, this is something that you've always wanted to do, a dream of yours. For some of you, it might be a partnership. Maybe it's getting engaged, or just falling in love and being in a healthy relationship, right? But it's like, that's happened. And so there's a sense of victory, this sense of achievement, and this sense of just like, wow, like, it's actually here, it's happened. And for a lot of you, I feel the sense of ease now, especially when the sun moves into Libra. It's going to be like, things are a lot more calm, but a lot more fun. So like, I say they're calm on a mental level, but you're going to be out, you're going to be having fun, you're going to be in new places with new people. Those of you who maybe are going through some kind of breakup, like, you're okay with it, like, because you know that it was what was meant to be. And I think both people in that are on the same page. And so, yeah, it's just a time to kind of celebrate yourself and celebrate where you're at. And the astrological correspondence here, we have Jupiter in Leo. So Jupiter is the planet of growth, of good fortune, of luck, of even destiny in some cases. And Jupiter is it's like what's gifting us. You can imagine it as Santa Claus. And Jupiter in Leo is lovely, because Leo is like super bright. It's like the sun, you know, it wants to be dancing and singing and playing its music for everyone. So this is like the universe giving you a gift now. And that gift might literally just be a mirror for you to see that this thing that's materialized in your life, or that's dematerialized in your life, is exactly where you should be, and is a gift. And it's come to you because you've worked through it, you've done the work, you know. For a lot of you, this might be a sense of accomplishment. You might be graduating, or you have like achieved something where there's some sort of certificate. Maybe you've passed your driving test, like something like this. So it's giving you freedom is what I feel. There's a strong energy of freedom, which is lovely. Air signs need their freedom. So yeah, celebrating that for you, my lovely air signs. So the next card we're going to pull is where you're at with all of this. So we have the Six of Cups for what the themes are, what's been brought up for you during eclipse season. Oh, you have two sixes here. We have the Six of Wands for the purpose of that. And now let's see where you're at with all this. How are you feeling? How are you processing it? Where are my air signs at, Spirit? This is so cute because I can't remember if it was the earth signs, I think, that also had this card for where they're at, which is like the best place to be. You have the Nine of Cups, which in this deck is also called happiness. And the Nine of Cups also gets called the Wish card. And so the Wish card, it's like, yeah, it's like inner fulfillment, you know. 10 of Cups is more when there's inner fulfillment, but there's also outer fulfillment. So that's why, like, on the 10 of Cups, traditionally, it's like a family and some land and, like, you know, like the ultimate dream. But the Nine of Cups is even more like beautiful, because it's like, it doesn't actually matter so much what your like external world, physical, tangible world looks like, because you feel happy within yourself. So this is super, super nice. Like, where you're at with this is you're like, yeah, you know what? I am realizing my growth. I am realizing, if it's like being this partnership, you're realizing through the eyes of this other person, their beautiful mirror, the reflector that they've held up to you, just how much change has gone on in your life, how much transformation and growth has happened in your life. For a lot of you, like I say, this is related to coming into yourself more, being more authentic in your expression. Like, you will not go back to the types of people that you used to get involved with. That's a really, really big thing that I'm feeling for a lot of you. For a lot of you, that is romantic, but it could also be work, collaborations, especially if you're people that work in, you know, like the creative arts. There might have been some instances, accidents. I don't want to say accidents because they weren't accidents. Yeah, there might have been some situations that have kind of like that occurred over the past little while that allowed you to see people's true colors, and that was difficult because you really just like trusted them, and like suddenly you saw their true colors and it was like, oh, okay, they don't have my like highest good intentions at heart. And so you've worked through that and you were able to kind of say, no, I'm not standing for that. I'm picking up on that for some of you. So this Nine of Cups is really just like a symbol of inner gratitude for self, for where you're at on your journey, for being able to exert your boundaries better, and being able to like speak what your expectations are, what your needs, what your wants are, and then saying no to what's not for you and saying yes to what is for you. Really, really beautiful. Yeah, 2 6s and a 9. Powerful, powerful numbers as well. And the 9, you know, number 9 is also, it's the last number, right? Because then 1 and 0 is 1 again, you know, like 10 is a 1, is what I'm trying to say. But 9 is like the final number. It's a number of completion. We're in a 9 year. 2 add 5 is 9. So it's a huge karmic clear out this year. And it's really, really amazing to be able to find that inner fulfillment and that sense of happiness and gratitude within yourself, despite all that's going on in the world. Like, we need that energy right now. Humans as a collective, we need that. We need to be finding it within ourselves so that we can light up others who aren't finding that, you know, who are really finding it difficult to tune into any sense of like self-love or gratitude. So we're kind of like, for many of you, you are the light for others as they are walking through the darkness. Speaking of light, it got a little bit dark, so I've put the light on now. All right, so lastly, my beautiful air signs, let's pick an oracle card for you. So this is what Spirit want you to know, what your angels want you to know at this time. What you want air signs to know, Spirit. Ooh, nice. Okay. So you have the Well Maidens. Now, I had a card earlier for, I think it was the water signs, or maybe it was the earth signs, can't remember, that I said it was 3 of Cups energy, and I did feel that, but it was probably more 2 of Cups, because now I look at this and I'm like, this is 3 of Cups energy, the Well Maidens. So kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. Wow. But I feel for a lot of you, this is like past versions of yourself, maybe even past, present, and future. And this is you standing at the top. Like, it's very strong priestess energy of knowing your worth. Yeah, it's like kindness to yourself, respect to yourself, reverence to yourself, compassion to yourself. Like, these are key qualities which, because you have learned how to embody within yourself, you have been attracting people, opportunities, situations that are in alignment with you, because you're not undervaluing yourself or doubting your skills. Like, this is a really, really nice card. The Well Maidens. Yeah. Okay, celebration of self. So let's see what the little message is in here for you, my air signs. All right. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so throughout history, there have been people who have tended to and protected our life-giving wells. In the lands of what is today the United Kingdom and Europe, many of these sacred wells were named after goddesses, including Brigid, Danu, Solace, and Anu, before they were absorbed by Christianity. If you sit at these wells, you may feel the wisdom of these ancient peoples echoing on in these waters, which remain protected. The Elucidation is an old poem that tells of guardians who fulfilled this holy role across the land. I'm already feeling that some of you are like, I know that poem, or like some of you are familiar with it, maybe Libra or Gemini more so. A greedy king and his men violated the Well Maidens, the guardians of the kingdom's wells, and took more than they needed. They ignored the sacred contract of respecting the Well Maidens and the waters of the sacred wells, and as a result, the kingdom became desolate and barren. The Well Maidens are the keepers of harmony and balance. Hashtag Libra. They respect the sacred waters, and as a result, they give plenty. They deliver a message about the importance of these qualities in the way we treat ourselves, others, and the nature that sustains and supports us. They remind us to slow down and offer kindness and respect to others, the earth, and ourselves each and every day. And the soul inquiry is, how can you offer kindness and respect to yourself, the earth, and others today? So that is your reading, my dear air signs. Really beautiful reading. What a lovely card to end with as well. A lot of water here. So like I say, for a lot of you, this has been an emotional time, but it's a time now where your cup is full or is filling, and you feel like you have more energy to give. And for a lot of you, you've done a really good job at cutting cords with patterns and people from your past. So I hope that resonates, and if it did, then please do like this video, comment, share it, and if you're watching on YouTube, then please do subscribe to the channel, because there will be more readings like this coming very soon. Thank you.